Hey everyone, welcome to our call tonight. I'm super excited because we have a guest speaker, and I just want to take a minute and introduce Frances Kendrick. Frances started out about a year ago, and she was a very faithful customer. And she jumped on board as an ambassador with the 4th of July sale, and has hit the ground running. And just when I asked her to speak tonight, and I had to think about how to introduce her, the words that came to mind, Frances, for you, were just consistency, steadfastness, faithfulness, and really just someone that I wouldn't want to do Plexus without. Like, I feel like you have just been there for me through the whole ride, and I'm just so thankful for you. A few months ago, I had to put my Plexus business on hold for some health issues and for having surgery, and I just knew that when I came back, certain people would be there, and Frances was one of those people, just completely faithful. And we started out as just friends that met on Instagram, and now I really couldn't even imagine not having Frances in my life. So she's wonderful and amazing, and she's got some things to share with us tonight that I think if you grab a pen and some paper and you take some notes, you're going to be really blessed and able to take some of this back to your own customers and from her experience. So why don't you go ahead and take it over, Frances?
Okay, thank you, Kelly. I'm looking around, looking for that person that you were introducing, because I'm just me, and I'm going to turn this up a little bit so I can hear better. I apologize for moving that. I was having a hard time hearing. I am getting ready to celebrate my 1-year anniversary May 13th. So I've been taking the products for almost exactly a year. And I researched, well, first of all, I was introduced by Kelly on Instagram, the products. And then I started researching as I saw you posting about it. And I realized that Plexus had something going. I mean, it's a good thing going. It's very highly recommended, and people were having results. So I was probably a very easy customer. I didn't even search Kelly out. I just went and ordered. And so I took it a few months, and it was working. And so that's when I decided that I wanted to have the best possible price. And I did that by becoming an ambassador. I haven't looked back. I love the product. It has helped me in many, many, many ways. And I had health issues that I was checking off that I wanted to conquer. And the main ones is I do have a hypothyroid. I was having bowel issues, and I need to lose weight. I had been carrying around a lot of extra weight for years and years and years, and so I knew that I needed to conquer that area of my life. So I started out with the triplex combo, and now I can honestly say that I am a product of the product. I mean, I want to make sure that I'm taking the product. How can I share something if I haven't tried it? The only thing that I have not tried is the items that has shellfish in it. I'm allergic to shellfish, so I cannot take that item. So I can honestly say I have not tried that. I want to encourage you to take the product so that you can tell people personally. Your personal experiences is more important than you reading a script. And so I encourage you to make sure that you personally can say that these products work. Whether it's affordability and you take this product this month and the next month you try a different product, but it is so important that you can say that the products do work for you personally. I am now down 38 pounds. It could be more.
That's awesome.
But I, like any human being, I've had setbacks. But I can tell you that I know that the product works, and I would just try to get back on track. Plexus is not a miracle program. It's a tool to get you where you need to be. And that is where people I see fail. They think that this is a miracle drug, and it's not. It's a tool to make you healthier. And so if you will get that out of your mind, and that's what I had to do in this year, I had to fight those failures. I realized that this is a tool and it will help me to get where I need to be, but it is not a miracle drug. And so I encourage you to just get back up and get back on the product. I can't even imagine what it would be without the product. So I can honestly say I have more energy, and some of my health issues are gone or maintained. I can't say that I'm not off of my thyroid medication. I can't say that I am lost all my weight, but I am still striving forward and to lose that weight and to become healthier. I don't have to have naps every day. There's some days that I go off of 5 or 6 hours sleep and I'm thinking, why am I not tired? I'm not tired because Plexus is working, and I forget, because it's been a year, I forget how far I've come. And so I encourage you not to give up, just keep taking it and being a product of the product. And encouraging people that it's a long haul, it's a life, it's health changes, it's a lifestyle change. We're not going to be on Plexus for 3 months and think we're going to lose 80 pounds. We're not. This is a lifestyle change. So kind of looking at my notes, I'm going to get to, I am a silver ambassador. I am not probably where I want to be in the company, but I can say that I'm not a salesperson. I love people, but I'm not a salesperson. I know the product works, but when people come to you and say, I can't afford it, it's not working for me anymore, because I don't take rejection well, I kind of it gets me disappointed. That is where the last few months I've had to just show people that I'm serious about the product. I have family members that have quit on me and not taking the product anymore, but it's like I tell my husband, I'm like, this product works. Plexus works. And I'm going to continue taking this product, and I'm going to prove to them that it doesn't matter. I'm going to take it whether you take it or not. I know this works. I've researched it. I know what it's doing for people. And so don't get disappointed. Just continue being faithful to the product and showing people that it works. So that's how I'm getting through the slim times or the disappointing times of maybe not meeting the quotas that I want to meet. So where is the difference? How do I feel like I'm different from a year ago to today? I feel like I'm different because I'm solid in the product. I can honestly talk to people and say this product does work. I am a year out, and I take this faithfully every day. I went on a 10-day cruise, and I took it every day. And I actually came home and had not gained any weight. So I know the product works. And so I just faithfully take it. It's just part of my everyday routine. I just recently signed up for a type of boot camp in the fitness because I'm trying to push through this slump that I'm in. I've lost 38 pounds. Now I need to continue more. So I'm challenging myself. I am actually doing something that I know would probably be very painful and soreness, but I believe that Plexus is giving me the energy and the help to conquer and to achieve some of these goals. Late, I'm not young. I'm a grandma, so for everybody around me is young, but I can say Plexus is helping me to reach for goals that I couldn't imagine doing. So, but that's where I'm at right now. Am I forgetting anything, Kelly? I knew that. That's why I say ask me questions if I forget something.
Oh gosh, well I'm just scrambling a bunch of notes here. That's all so good. I loved how you said that you are still striving in your weight, and that that it is a journey and that you are changing up your routine, and that Plexus is giving you energy to be able to try new things and
Right.
to get through a slump. I think that's awesome. I'd love for you to tell. I have a question. I'd love for you to tell us when you hit some of those slumps along the way, since it's coming up on a year. It sounds like you've developed a strong belief in the fact that it works. So how did you encourage yourself along the way? Like when you would hit those down days, what kind of encouragement got you through?
Well, the kind of encouragement that first of all, I always look back for how far I've come. And when you're a year out on the product, I think you become so used to taking the product every day that you forget how far you've come. And it's like I tell my husband, I was like, oh, is this, because, he takes it every day like I do, but he's not selling. I mean, he doesn't believe in the product like I do. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, you can stop taking it and tell me how you feel, but I'm not going to stop taking it and start all over. Mm-hmm. So you just have to kind of realize how far you've come. I encourage you to journal that. I journal everything. It's just me. Good. And so I journal, and so I can look back at my journals and say, oh my goodness, I really have come. I just forget. You forget. You become so comfortable where you're at that you think you're in the normal, but I wasn't normal. Yeah. I've come further than I realize. And so that is one area. The second way, when you're discouraged, I call on Kelly. You reach out to each other and you partner up and you stay encouraged, because we are kind of an island to ourselves here in California. And so we don't have the motivational groups that they have back east, I notice. So you just call on each other and you just encourage each other, because there's going to be a time that I'm down and she's up, and Kelly's down and I'm up. But we just need to learn to just to find somebody we can talk to that can help us through those times. So I encourage you to do that also.
Wow, that's awesome. I remember, Frances, when we went to a opportunity meeting together with Helen McFadden and the now president of Plexus, and they talked about power partners and just how important it was to get one. And we left that meeting together that day and said, we're going to be power partners. And little did I know that was going to mean so much, just because the next few months we both, kind of went through some of our own ups and downs, and just know for me that there was someone else counting on me to make it. Was something in the back of my mind that always let me know, well, whatever I'm going through right now, I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to get back on the ball with Plexus, because I can't leave Frances hanging. So,
you definitely have to find a rhythm. You have to find a rhythm in it, because some of us work. I have a husband that depends on me for his business, and I have other little things that I piddle in, and I have the church. So you definitely have to find a rhythm and just keep striving. Don't go backwards, keep going forward. So
Frances, tell us about you mentioned journaling. I love that. I know that you are a journal expert. And so to those of us that don't know much about journaling, Frances actually has an Etsy shop where she sells Bible journaling supplies and stuff. What kind of journal would you recommend for someone with their Plexus journey? Like, what exactly would we write in a journal?
Well,
and can it be done on your phone?
It can be done on your phone. And it can be, but I know that phones can be dropped. Phones can be dropped in water. Everything can be lost. My goal in journaling is I want to leave a part of me behind. And so when I journal my thoughts, my feelings, my frustrations, my goals, everything. And so with Plexus, I have a personal journal that I don't leave out, but someday my kids are going to find these journals. And so I want to teach them and show them how I powered through or got through certain situations. I Bible journal, but that's more my walk with God and how I feel about God. But I also have journals that I journal my personal thoughts. I get my frustrations out. I talk about things. How can I get better? How can I, what can I do? Find quotes that make me happy. Find quotes that encourage you. And so that, in the years to come, these little journals, I can look back, or I can give it to my granddaughter and say, read through this. This was a such and such time in my life. And so that's why I journal. So
tell us about it, how you would do it for Plexus. How would that help someone along the way?
It would help because you can research quotes that inspire you to not give up. You can write your thoughts and frustrations down. 10 reasons why I want to be in Plexus, 10 reasons why I don't want to be in Plexus. But you hope that the positive outweighs the negative. What can I do to better my business? What can I do to, it just causes you to think. It causes you to almost not verbally, but mentally put it down on paper, the changes that you need to make. This is all about us. Nobody else can do this for us. We have to do it for us. So writing kind of mentally puts it out there and makes it real and tangible to reach for.
That's good. I love that. That actually goes in line with goal setting, because you can write your goals in a journal as well.
Yes.
And just kind of talk yourself through how you're going to reach that goal,
Yes, definitely.
What you said too about not wanting to stop and start all over again. Talk about that a little bit. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think that's been my failure the last few years. I've carried extra weight I can't say my baby's 23 years old, and people say, oh, it's baby fat. I can't say that anymore. So I can't. It's not an excuse that I can use. So that is something that I've failed in. And so that was one thing that the last few years I've been trying to conquer. If I'm going to start something, research it, believe in it, and do it, and don't give up. And so when I picked this program, I knew it was something that I planned on sticking with. And that's why I researched it and made sure it was something that I wanted to do and that worked. And so that is why now I've committed to myself to it. As long as something, everybody sees, you don't know what's going to happen in your future. But as long as I can physically and financially do this, I'm going to do it. And I'm just not going to give up. So that's what I hope to do, is just continue on.
I love that. Well, I think your consistency and your faithfulness is part of the reason why you're journey.
And then we're going out.
Hold on, let me just. Okay. Your consistency in your journey is part of the reason, I think, why you've been able to lose 38 pounds, keep it off, is because you're determined that it's not going to come back. And again, I love what you said about changing up your routine when you got a little stuck and doing some things outside your comfort zone, just because your plexus energy gives you the energy to do more stuff. So, wow, that's really good. I'm just so amazed at your transparency, Frances. A little while ago you said you weren't a salesperson, and I thought, wow, that's really transparent. A lot of people that have reached your goal, you're a silver, has experienced a lot of rejection. And so the fact that you are not giving up, even though you've experienced a lot of rejection, just really speaks volumes to me, because I know you have a busy life and you could just give up. But tell me a little bit about what your goals are. What are you going to do next with Plexus?
Well, my goals are, I kind of take it a different way, because as I said, I'm not really good with rejection. And so that's where I struggle in the sales. But I put my passion for the product. And so I try to talk about the product and be passionate. And so therefore, I hope that through that, that's where I will succeed. And we're all different. We have to just find a way. I mean, if you were learning to cook a recipe, or you were learning to do something, build something, You have to do it how you can do it with your skills. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm learning where I succeed and where I'm positive and how I can do this. Mm-hmm. And I have to find that rhythm. And that is my goal right now, is to be just passionate about the product and share my knowledge through my personal experience. And that is just my goal, is to succeed that way.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. Does anyone else have any other questions for Frances?
I do. Oh.
Go ahead.
Hello? Frances, how long did it take before you, when did you start seeing the weight loss and the inches lost and all that? How long did you have to wait until you started seeing those?
I can honestly say that I really didn't see the first 2 months. Well, first 2 months, I knew I started seeing health results. I wasn't seeing the weight loss, but I can honestly say that I was taking the product, but I was not very strict. And so that's why I say this is a tool. You still have to shore up your unhealthy habits and just use Plexus as a tool. And so I can say that by the 3rd and 4th month, and I started kind of shoring up those bad habits, I started seeing results. And then by the 6th month, it was just starting to come off. So I can say I've been maintaining my weight loss since the holidays, and I haven't lost anymore. And that's kind of why I am where I'm at, and I'm trying new things with exercise, because I'm kind of stuck. I'm not gaining, and I'm not digressing in that way, but I know I'm not going forward, and I still have further to go. But I can honestly say the weight loss, the inches, did not really start until I committed and made some healthier habits. So and use Plexus as a tool, but not as a miracle thing. And I hope I answered your question. I'm sorry if I didn't.
Yeah, you did. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's good. What would you say, Frances, to someone who has started Plexus, and I just got this question today, and they've been on it, I think, a month now, and at the beginning it was going well, and they felt great and were losing some inches, and now they feel like they're gaining weight. So did you have that happen?
I gained weight because there was something that I was, whether I was not drinking all my water, or I was eating something that that didn't agree with me or whatever. I kind of had an eye-opening experience, because Plexus, you think you're taking Plexus and you're taking Accelerator, and you still think you can eat whatever you want. And I have to say that I disagree with that, because we all need to think back to the diets that work the best in our life. And I kind of had an aha moment last year, because I had a gentleman that lost a lot of weight, and he went on a certain program because he had cancer. And so he was talking to me, and he's like, what weight program or what diet program have you done that you were so successful with? And I said, well, low carb. And he says, well, why are you not eating that way if you're so successful? And I said, well, because, and he said, no, you need to do what works for you. And so I'm not saying I'm promoting low carb, but it gave me like an aha moment that I'm like, you know what? There is some trigger foods that I'm eating that are causing me to gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight. And so as a person, you need to think back through the years and say, okay, what has worked for me? And you need to go back to the basics of that. And then Plexus with that will get you so much further and faster. So, and that's when I really saw the change, and is when I finally said, I can't eat this way. My body I cannot eat this way. So I hope that makes sense.
Oh, that does. That's very helpful. Just because, again, as ambassadors, our goal is to coach people along. Like, this is a team call, so we have, all ambassadors on the call, and we all get those people that at some point in their journey, whether it's early on or later, they're disappointed and they're not sure why it's not working. And so I love that answer.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. And there is one thing that I did not mention that I had on my notes that I just saw. I really thought after a year that I would, be off my thyroid medication, that I would be off this and I'd be off this. I'm not. I'm stable, but I still have to take my thyroid medication, and I still have to, just be careful. Like, I have other health issues, but they're stable, and that's why we have to not get in our mind that, I'm going to be on Plexus and everything's going to be back to normal. No, Plexus help us to stabilize and to hopefully get below normal. But don't ever get crazy and go off your medications. Mm-hmm. And I think that was another disappointment thing that I had, and I had to really
work through
back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to think back and say, it's okay that I still have to take that prescription every day. Yeah. Because I'm getting worse. I'm maintaining. And I'm losing weight, whereas before I was taking my medication and I wasn't getting anywhere. And I wasn't feeling better. So just realize, don't get disappointed or allow people to say, be disappointed that they have to take both. They will, but as long as they're not getting worse. So.
That's great. That's really good. Do you all, anybody else have any more questions? Shanette?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Christian? Philo? I can't hear you guys. I think it's because I've muted you. Hold on. Let me just unmute it.
I just said I'm good.
Oh, okay. And then what about you, Joelle? Do you have any questions? I know you're in a place right now where you need a little encouragement. Did you want to ask Francis anything?
Not right now. I can't think of anything.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just want to add to what Francis is saying about when you're a year out. Both she and I have been on the products for a year faithfully, consistently. Maybe missed a day or two here and there, but really not more than that. And I feel the greatest that I've ever felt. And Francis, you look amazing. I remember what you looked like a year ago. And aside from the weight loss, you just look healthier. You look so much better. And I feel so much better. And when I look in the mirror, I feel like I look so much better. And so I just want to kind of end the call. We have about 5 minutes left with just talking about the word journey. This came to my mind yesterday because I have been getting a lot of requests from ambassadors and their customers about what to do. It's been a month and it's not working and I don't feel good. I feel worse. I'm gaining weight. And so if you will allow me a minute to just read, I looked up the antonym to the word journey. Antonym is opposite. Now listen to the opposite of the word journey. We call it a plexus journey for a good reason, because here is the opposite of a journey. These are just words. So I'm just going to state the words and I want you to just picture them. The opposite of journey is to stay, to wait, to agree, to settle, to abide, to fall, to stay in place, to stay put, to rest, to regress, to stand still, to tarry, to come out, to come to a stop, to come to a halt, to, pause, to settle on, to settle upon, to shy, to slow down, to stall, to stand, to conclude, to make a stop, to break, to hold still, to keep still, to regress, to remain, to reside, to seize, to drop, to dwell, to be at an impasse, to reconcile, to regulate, to subside, to be tardy, to tolerate, and to watch. Those are all antonyms of the word journey. So when I read that, that just really spoke to me, because I thought, you know what? We just have to not do those things. We have to keep moving, right? We have to keep moving and stay on our journey. And it doesn't matter if we fall down, if we have a bad day, if we have a headache, a stomach ache, a backache, we're tired, we gain weight. Just don't stop. Just stay on your journey. That's how you'll get to where Francis and I are a year later. And you can say, this product is amazing and it works. And we've learned to just stick with it through the good days and the bad days, and to not regress. Don't go back. Don't quit. You're not going to get anything better by quitting. And so stay faithful to your journey. This really is your journey. It's about you and where you are. And Francis, I loved what you said about just being a grandma and just being tired of the extra weight for 23 years. And, you know, for me, it was just being tired of being sick and tired all the time. And I'm not going back to that. And so each one of you has to make it up in your mind, for whatever your reasons are that you joined this Plexus journey, that you're not going back. And I think you will have your own success as the months and the years go on. And we are all here for each other as a huge support group. And, you know, find yourself a power partner, someone that you can text when you're down, and that you can text them when they're down. And you just keep going one foot at a time, one step in front of the other, and don't give up on your journey. So would you say that that's the case for you, Francis?
I would say that's the case.
Yep. Thank you. Well,
Just get tired. Just keep going.
Amen.
Keep going.
Well, thank you so much, all of you, for taking time out of your evening again to join us. I know that life is busy, and I appreciate each one of you for joining us each week on this weekly call. So I'm going to go ahead and end it now, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.